This is the vlog for September 5th. Having just said that, I feel like maybe I said that by accident for yesterday. But today is definitely September 5th, and today is the first day in a long time when I didn't feel just completely overwhelmed with work. I actually had downtime. I had periods where I was going, okay, what else is there to do? Does anybody need help? No. And I checked all the tasks that I needed to do, and I had done almost all of them, and the ones that I hadn't finished yet, I was waiting on responses for. So that's good. That's how work should be. And if you can imagine that all of August was basically the opposite, where I never felt like I had time to just stop and go. So if I've seemed grumpy lately, that's definitely part of it. Again, I can't say what I do or what has made me particularly grumpy, but it's a combination of just never having basically a moment to stop and really take stock of the situation. And that's when you feel like things are slipping away. And that feeling of things are slipping past extends out of work and into your personal life, where you feel like you're missing things, you're not participating in things that other people are enjoying. You can't keep track of all the things that you need to do in your personal life, all the chores you need to track, all the laundry you need to do, which I definitely need to do, but I think I can probably get 2 more days before I need to do a load, so I'll wait until the weekend. I like this shirt a lot. I don't know if I mentioned this. I've probably worn this before in a vlog. I don't know if I've picked it out particularly, but this image of Mario comes from, I believe, Super Mario Brothers 2. Despite him holding a mushroom, it's possible it was Super Mario Brothers 1, but I think this art style, specifically where his mustache was a series, essentially, of little crescent moons, and it had that shape. I feel like that started with Super Mario Brothers 2. Now, Super Mario 2 was not Super Mario in America. It was called, or was Super Mario 2 in America. It was not Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan at first. It was a game called Doki Doki Panic, which was a sort of Arabian Nights Scheherazade themed game, which is why Toad looks like a little fellow with a turban and a vest and pantaloons that were puffy, sort of like you might expect Aladdin to have. There were actually two characters that looked like Toad, and they were slightly different sizes. One fellow in a cloak and one princess. The fellow in the cloak, I think, ended up being Luigi. I could be wrong about that. He was sort of a wizard. And then the two, ironically, one of the two fellows in Arab dress, or, fantasy Arab dress, was turned into Mario. The cloak dude was made to look like Luigi, and so he was, whoa! This, I need to get some sort of other system for putting my laptop on. The princess remained very princess looking, and then the other, Arab fellow ended up being Toad. His little vest and outfit have sort of become staples of Mario's universe. Super Mario Brothers 2, as the Japanese know it, looked almost exactly like Super Mario Brothers 1. And the first time somebody told me about it, I was like 8 or 9. I was taking a karate taekwondo course in my spare time to try and deal with bullies. That did not work out well. They tried to teach me self-control and discipline. What I really wanted to do was sock anybody that was picking on me, which interfered with that philosophy. But it was a weird late night sleepover. They would have these sleepovers where everybody that was studying would hang out at the dojo, and somebody told a story about how they saw a Japanese Super Mario Brothers 2 that was totally different from what we got. And I just thought they were making it up, but imagine my surprise when years later we get Super Mario All Stars on the Super Nintendo, which is a collection of 4 different games that had been redone in 16-bit color and sprites with higher resolution and no new animation. I don't think they went that far. I think they used the same animation so they could keep the same speed for everything. But it had Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, and Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels. And that was the Super Mario Brothers 2 game that Japan got. Japan, on the other hand, got Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. They got Super Mario US, which is what they called the Super Mario Brothers 2 game. Super Mario Brothers 3 was actually out in Japan for like more than a year before it came out in America. So the fact that it was revealed in a movie called The Wizard, about a video game prodigy child who has, I think, autism, some sort of learning disability that makes it hard for him to communicate with others. That was the big reveal at the end of the movie. The final contest of this video game tournament is a game nobody in America has played before, Super Mario Brothers 3. And behind the scenes, the movie was sort of designed to promote the game and generate hype for it when it finally came out in America, and it sort of worked. The movie itself is sort of so-so. It's got Fred Savage in it. He's good. But the game went on to be a huge success worldwide. It was already big in Japan, but when it hit America, we went wild. I remember spending many, many months playing that game for multiple summers. Because back then, you got a good game like that, you were playing it for years, not just a couple of months or even a couple of weeks, which seems to be the case with a lot of games now. I could talk about Super Mario Bros. 3 and the circle of friends I had in Minnesota that played late Nintendo games and then early Super Nintendo games before I moved over here. But I'm going to try and remember that for another day, because there's a lot of storytelling potential there, and I've already gotten 7 minutes into this. So I'm just going to say, thank goodness I feel better. Thank goodness work is going well. Thank goodness for all of you who come to watch these things. And I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.